everyone. Good morning from Hiroshima. I am Neneshi from ICAN High School in Hiroshima, one of 2024 UNITAR Hiroshima Youth Ambassadors.
And I am Mika Watanabe of Peace. This live streaming is organized by and presented by ICAN, Peace and UNITAR, which is United Nations Institute for Training and Research. And behind the camera, we have a team of Satsuki, Ki, Memi, and Yuji as a camera person. And thank you all for joining us today. We'll be your guides for this live streaming for about 25 minutes. Please send us your comments on YouTube so that we try to answer your comments as much as possible. So Nene, where are we standing now?
We are at Ioi Bridge, which was targeted when the United States dropped the atomic bomb. It is T-shaped, so it was easy to see from up above. It is 8:05 a.m. here in Japan. We are here in Hiroshima, where the atomic bomb was dropped exactly 79 years ago on August 6, 1945. One single bomb that the United States dropped, that they killed hundreds and thousands of people in an instant. It is said that approximately 140,000 people died in Hiroshima by the end of that year. The scene around us, the bridge for several days after the bombing, has been described as hell, with countless corpses scattered on the banks and floating up and down the river under the bridge. Even though it's still relatively early in the morning, it is really hot and humid here. You can probably hear the buzzing of the cicadas around us. Perhaps I wonder it was just like this, hot and humid, 79 years ago too. Many survivors of the atomic bombing, Hibakusha, have told me how it was very hot that day in Hiroshima back in 1945.
Just before we started this live streaming, in the same path behind us, but across the river, in front of the cemetery for the atomic bomb victims, the Peace Memorial Ceremonies began. Every year, the city of Hiroshima holds the Peace Memorial Ceremony to console the souls of those lost to the atomic bombing. It is also to pray for the realization of lasting world peace. Many Hibakusha, atomic bomb survivors, as well as people who lost family members in the bombing, attend the ceremony. So today, we're very happy to have one of Hibakusha, Masao, who was exposed to bombing and radiation when he was 4 years old. He is at our another venue. Is Ito-san and the team, Mina-san, there?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are of the Macau. I am Banana Misa from Ogaki High School, along with Akihito, Momo, Ren, Maruko, and Masumi. Since 2007, the Hiroshima Motomachi High School Creative Expression course has been working with the A-bomb survivors to create the atomic bombing drawings to convey the reality of the atomic bomb's impact. To this date, they have already made over 190 paintings. This initiative aims to preserve the reality of the atomic bombs through painting as the survivors age and for high school students to learn their experiences and reflect the value of peace through these artworks. These paintings, which are produced after numerous meetings with the survivors, clearly depicts the tragic memories and emotions they went through, conveying both survivors and the students' emotions together. This time, Ito-san shared his experiences with 2 high school students, and then they created an artwork based on it. What was your experience like?
広島の市立元町高校の生徒さんたちが被爆者の証言を絵に描いてくれました。我が家は爆心地から 3.2km 離れていたので 家が倒壊するようなことはありませんでしたが、玄関口や窓という窓のガラス片が家中に散乱していました。家の前で遊んで吹き飛ばされ、泣き泣き家に帰った私を見つけた母は、元気な姿を見て安堵したようです。街中から逃げてこられた多くの被爆者が次々に亡くなっていかれました。近くの空き地に遺体を積み上げて火葬が始まりました。まるでゴミの焼却のような姿でした。その姿は今でも忘れることのできない様子を描いてくれました。5歳にもなっていなかった小さな私ですけれども、この時の様子を見事に再現してくれた2人の高校生に感謝の気持ちでいっぱいです。
Students from Hiroshima Motomachi High School drew pictures based on my testimony. My house was 3.2 kilometers from the epicenter, so we could have escaped from fire or flames. The glasses shards from the front door and windows were scattered all over the house. I played in the house, in front of the house, and was blown away. And when my mother saw me coming back home, she was relieved. Many of the survivors who fled the city died one after another, and the way their bodies were piled up and cremated in an empty lot nearby was like burning rubbish, a scene I will never forget. We drew that scene. I'm filled with gratitude to the two high school students who so beautifully reconstructed the memories of the toddler who was not even 5 years old.
The students listened to the survivors' experience of the atomic bombing, and while struggling with how to draw an unimaginable scene, they collected materials, held countless meetings with the survivors, and took about 6 months to a full year to finish drawing each of the A-bomb drawings. Where are these drawings being stored, and how are they being used?
完成した原爆の絵は平和記念資料館に寄贈され、それぞれの証言者が修学旅行生などに被爆体験をお話しするときにその絵を使っていただいて、深く理解してもらうために使われています。実はこの絵は私の証言をもとに描かれた絵の発表の資料館です。
The completed atomic bomb pictures will be donated to the Peace Memorial Museum, and they will be used by testifiers to give a deeper understanding of the situation at the time, when they talk about their experiences of the atomic bombing to people on school field trips and their visitors. Actually, pictures that were drawn based on testimony will be presented at the museum later today.
Thank you, Ito-san. Sorry to interrupt you, but the time is almost 8:14, which means we have only 1 minute to go for the prayer. So it's going to be 8:15 a.m. in Hiroshima very soon. At exactly 8:15 a.m., the time the atomic was dropped in Hiroshima, the peace bell rings. Sirens sound over the city. And for 1 minute, now is the time for our prayer, silent moment of silence. All right, thank you very much, everybody. So Mina and Ito-san, probably you're going to talk a little bit more from here. So Mina, can you take it over from me? Mina, are you alright?
Generations? From this artwork, what kind of lesson or message do you hope the younger generations will gain?
戦後80年間、平和な時代に生まれ育った高校生には、異次元の架空の世界のような出来事を実体験していただき、二度とあってはならない出来事として捉えていただき、この平和な時代を自分たちが引き継ぐんだと感じ取っていただきたいと思っています。
80 years has passed since the end of the World War II. I would like the high school students who were born and brought up in a time of peace experience events like a fictional world through their artwork, and I hope they will see since the atomic bombing as events that must never happen again, and feel that they are the ones who will inherit this peaceful era.
Thank you very much. Ito-san and Mina, Ren-san, thank you. So we are here speaking again from Aoi Bridge. Today, you already noticed that we have 3 UNITAR youth ambassadors. And I would like to interview one of them one by one. What made you, Nene, let's start from you. What made you apply for the ambassador? Any specific topic you want to raise awareness on?
Thank you. The reason I decided to join today is because I have experience learning about World War II from both sides. During elementary school, I learned about how the Americans attacked Hiroshima with the atomic bomb and took the lives of many innocents. But when I moved to the US, my teacher taught us about the devastating sneak attack on Pearl Harbor by Japan. At that moment, since I was the only Japanese student in that classroom, I felt guilty. Even though all my classmates were looking at the teacher, it seemed as if they were looking at me. At that moment, I realized that the perspective I was being taught about World War II was different. This is what I wanted to come and say here today. Embracing different perspectives is key to a true understanding of peace. Conflicts will never be resolved if this does not happen. I wanted to use my voice to spread the word about this. We have a voice. We're meant to use it for the greater good. If our voices are lost or kept quiet, we lose the ability to share perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, Nene. So we have two more ambassadors at the UNITAR venue. Is Ben there? What made you apply for this ambassador?
I would like to say that passing 8 years since the atomic bombing had declined the awareness about harsh realities faced by Hibakusha at the time of bombing, and reminding it is one of the most important things to make the world more peaceful and make progress towards a nuclear-free world. You, watching this YouTube live session, must be the one who's interested in nuclear disarmament or peace activities. So I am really glad for watching. But in addition, if you share the knowledge and feelings to this session with your family, friends, teachers, colleagues, and whoever you know, it will be much better than you only watch this. This is a tiny but important wish, spreading the knowledge to at least one person, sending the URL of this video and telling them the same things that sharing the content is more important than only you know about it. Please do not be just a spectator.
Today marks the 79th anniversary since the first atomic bomb was dropped here in Hiroshima. It made Hiroshima the first city in the world to experience an atomic bombing. Hiroshima to be a leading advocate of global peace. On August 6, most schools in Hiroshima conduct peace studies to remember and reflect about the tragic events that happened on this day. An important part of these studies is the stories about the experiences of the survivors known as Hibakusha. The experiences of Hibakusha serve as a crucial reminder of Hiroshima's past and that shouldn't be forgotten. Their stories reflect the dark history of Hiroshima and the suffering that the atomic bomb and the war has caused. These narratives not only honor Hibakusha, but it also inspires us younger generations to work towards a positive change. They help us maintain hope that one day a world without wars and conflict, a truly peaceful world, will become a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Mina. We have the last guest of today here. We have Yamaguchi Haruki. Her nickname is Pete from Peace Cultural Village. Pete, could you tell us about the Peace Cultural Village, PCV? What kind of people gather and what do they do?
Yes, thank you so much. So PCD is an NPO that conducts peace education project. And then we work mainly in young people in their teens studies, regardless of where from. And we mainly doing peace dialogue, which is learning peace work course and peace work programs that encourage people to think about peace and dialogue. And we started this activity in Peace Park in 2020, and so far we have trained 160 case studies during this dialogue. And in the 4 years from 2020 to last year, about 45,000 people have participated in our program. PCB runs an online school where people can think about themselves about peace. In fact, we have developed an era that helps people to visit and think about Hiroshima wherever they are in the world.
Thank you. Can anyone join this program or do they have to do some kind of training?
Yeah, so anyone with a desire for peace can participate. And we have a 3 training sessions. In the third session, they will be tested if they really can handle the program. So that's why the final test is really important. I hope anyone can be possible to become peace buddy, but we bear responsibility for providing an excellent program. So the final test is important.
Thank you. Last question. Is there anything that you think you can do or what you're doing right now or something that you would like to do in the future because many young people gather in Hiroshima for the peace?
Yes, so because we are relatively young, so we able to draw out the voices of students who are basically in our generation. So we often hear from teachers that their students are very open to our peace studies. So we all run together. So we have to think about how to create peace. So no one else will do it for us. That's why, so after coming Hiroshima and meeting with peace studies, so many students think about what can we do for future. So PCD wants to increase the number of young peace-oriented people.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ki, and thank you, Nene. It is coming to the end of this live streaming. I would like to close by saying, when I travel around the world for peaceful global voyages, I realize that there is still a persisting view that atomic bombings were necessary in ending the World War II, or that the nuclear weapons are necessary evil, but necessary if you want to keep your country safe. Is that really true? You have to rethink that it was true or not. You have heard the voice of Hibakusha and voices of young generation in Hiroshima. Today from Hiroshima, I would really like to urge you to think for a moment about the immense suffering that atomic bombs have caused to hundreds of thousands of innocent civilians, and whether anything can justify the continued existence of such inhumane weapons, which is nuclear weapons. Thank you very much for joining us today. this is the end of the live streaming. So I'm going to introduce the team behind the camera. Thank you all for joining us today and have a good day.